Hello guys, welcome back to my new video and today I will talk about one of my fandoms and OCs, and this is the whole thing I'm gonna talk about today. I also have it on my WATTPAD, so if you're Czech speaking or just Czech existing person, you can have unique experience of my writing skills from 2018 up until now, and I will put the link in the description of this video. During this voiceover, I will show you some speed drawing, speed whatever of the characters I'm going to talk about. I will also add dates to them, to the speed drawings, because some of them are like really old, like maybe even more than a year. So yeah, well, without further ado, let's get started. First and the main thing I want to talk about is fandom itself, and it's actually pretty simple, much more simple than the rest of this video. The resume of this fandom is action, comedy, frustration, and mental breakdowns, and low-budget James Bond adaptation. Well, then I realized there's Johnny English as a James Bond parody, so let's take this whole thing as a parody on parody. But to be more detailed about it, this fandom deals with secret agents from British Secret Service, their personal lives, problems, but most importantly about their job, being secret agents, serving their country, as well as Queen herself, and some of them even have permission to kill, but we don't talk about that here. And spoiler alert, now it gets real British, except my poor English and a very bad accent. Well, you may be already guessing it right. I've written the whole MI6 just to create my own fandom. And you're right, when I started writing this story as well as creating this fandom back in 2018, when I was 14, I didn't know there is some MI6 headquarters, and it is actually located in London. So I created my own secret service base located in the city of London. From the outside it looks pretty normal, but from the inside there is a lot to discover, not just about the characters I'm gonna introduce you to in a minute. The rest of this fandom is real plain. Every book that has been created is one separate mission. Currently there are 3 books published on my Wattpad, but I'm planning to do at least 2 more. Now let's have a look at the characters and all the protagonists. I will take it one after another. Everything started back in 1967 at London when Patrick was born, our first character. He had normal childhood, also grew up to be kind of a tough guy and sort of a bad boy from every high school movie. And let's not hide anything, he was quite a skirt chaser in his late teens. But I'm overtaking a little bit now. 2 years after Patrick was born, there is another British woman writhing in pain and giving birth to Morgan. Another very important part of the story. Morgan was always a more introverted person, not just because his parents owned a business and they didn't have much time to take care about him. As a loner, he always liked his own company, he still really likes reading, and during his school life he was always the quiet nerd kid. Up until he met Patrick in 7th grade, Morgan didn't like him very much from the very beginning because Patrick failed math and he was repeating 7th grade for the 2nd time. So why would Morgan wanted to be friends with some loser who failed school twice when he has A's from everything? Well, after some time they started becoming friends, even though they pissed off each other sometime. They created really good friendship. In late 80s, Morgan wanted to go to university and follow his own dream of becoming a professor, but during his long time friendship, Patrick quite corrupted him. With that and lack of interest from Morgan's parents, Morgan wanted to get at least a little bit of attention from the rest of his family, so he made a big step with knowing he's ruining his university dream. When he turned 18, him and Patrick joined the army together. He was regretting his decision very shortly after, but it was already too late. During the military years, when Morgan was mostly suffering from his own decision, Patrick was really enjoying his time there, also because he met a girl who was also there as one of the recruits. They started dating, and after some time during early 90s, Morgan had enough and left the whole military thing behind and went back to London to start new life. Thanks to his military training and experience, he got a job in MI6 and was immediately able to live by himself. His parents were still not interested, by the way. When he was getting used to his own life, he met a girl, Patricia, who he dated for a few months, but their relationship wasn't going the right way for both of them, so they broke up. But unfortunately, they became best friends. And when I say best friends, I really mean best friends, like Patrick or SpongeBob, Shaggy or Scooby, or Chandler and Joey. Few years later, Patrick, as 25 years old, took a little break from army, married the girl he met there, and shortly after they both went back to finish their military service. After returning, Morgan helped Patrick to get a job in MI6 as well. Now we are moving to 1992, when Andrew was born. Andrew is part of a big family full of huge amount of aunts, uncles, cousins, etc. And he never had much of personal space, which was quite hard for him and his more introverted personality. One of his uncles had a liking for drinking and gambling, and that led him to bring home a parrot that he won in a pub one day. He didn't know what to do, so Andrew, as 13 years old boy, took Uncle's parrot and started taking care of it. After some time, he named his parrot Zoe, and they lived together until today. Andrew was also quite unlucky in searching for a job. Up until 25, he was delivering pizza without being able to pay his own rent and bills. Once he found out about training organized by MI6 for potentially hiring new agents. Only with that, Andrew joined the training program led by Patrick, and after finishing, he got a job in MI6. At this time, Morgan and Patrick were and are his superiors. Now it's time to move to 1994, when Frederick was born. With his real ambitious mother, Frederick went through a lot of drama classes, sport clubs, got a bachelor degree from architecture, but thanks to his lacking of sport, martial arts, and some luck, he joined MI6 training as well, with successful finishing and becoming Andrew's friend, colleague, and Morgan's and Patrick's subordinate and friends as well. Now let's have a look into 1995, the most important year when the ultimately main character was born, and it's Megan. From the very beginning of her life, she was obsessed, and when I say obsessed, I really mean obsessed, with James Bond. As every British person is living for a cup of tea, Megan was living for that one secret agent that she watched thousands and billions of times on TV. Her parents, as well as her older brother Josh, were always telling her it's impossible to become a secret agent for her. After Megan got her bachelor degree from law just to please her parents, she used her superpower of being lucky in unsuitable situations, and she discovered that only one training that could make her dream of becoming secret agent come true. Well, without asking anybody, she went there and she did everything to succeed. And she really did. She became a close friend with Patrick, Frederick, Andrew, and Morgan, and she got her own place in MI6. Later on, she started dating with Frederick. And the last must known date is 1998. This is when Chase was born, the last main character. You can imagine him as a nerdy boy. He likes to read, he's really good with computers, and he can hack literally everything. He has 4 older sisters, and that's why his father had an expectation of him being a real man. But Chase is actually the exact opposite. His own company and books is enough for him, and after he didn't succeed with his IT university application, he decided to join our well-known agent training with hope there won't be only working out but even some PC hacking stuff he was good at, because sport is definitely not his cup of tea. And in the end, he became best friend with Megan, and after the training he got part-time job at MI6, and that became full-time after he got his bachelor degree from IT 3 years later after the agent training. Now, these were all the main characters, but I have some cool side characters as well. We should take them as honorable mentions. First of them is Pabla. She's 13 years old girl from small town in Brazil. She appeared in the story for the first time when Megan met her during her mission in South America. And next one is Nicholas. He was one of the members who were on the agent training. He never done anything useful, he was just there with his annoying personality, just letting everybody around know that he's the best. And once Megan pulled up her trigger and she hit him with shovel in the face and kicked in his balls. Then there is Patricia. She will appear in the story only in one scene, but I think it's good to mention her because she had a big impact on Morgan's life, as they are best friends for almost 30 years now. She has good sense of humor, and after becoming friend with Morgan, he gave her his 2 bad habits in form of drinking too much coffee and smoking. She's still kinda blaming it on him, even after all those years, but that's what best friends do, right? And the last one is Harper, the girl Patrick fell in love with and married her. I don't wanna reveal much about her character because it's still kinda secret, but the only thing I can say is that she's super badass and you definitely wouldn't like to mess with her. And her character is also inspired by Sarah Connor from Terminator. Well, that was everything about some side characters, but now to the most wholesome and the last part, pets. I can leave them out just like that. The biggest legend of them all is James, chunky pug that was part of Megan's life since she was 8 years old. After he passed away, Megan got another pug from Frederick, and he got the name James Jr. Then there is Zoe, Andrew's parrot, and lastly we have Sophie and Daisy, and they are Patrick's 2 cats that he got after Harper said no to having kids, because when she says no, she means no. And that's it. That's the end. It was pretty overwhelming, but I said everything I had to say. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. You should definitely follow me on my Instagram, where I post all of my OC art, and you should definitely subscribe me here, because I'm sure you don't wanna miss any upcoming video. Also, don't forget to like this video, leave some comment which one of the OCs is your favorite, and I will see you next time. Bye!